Welcome to um, Havoc Battle Association, I think. Draft analysis featuring the one and only.
Hello, it is I, the coach of no team in the Havoc Battle Association,
As
but
you can
nevertheless, I'm still
see,
here.
Armin is actually the worst. Um, so he didn't deserve a spot in this league, but that's fine because he's gonna do this with me, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, let's go.
Vader, if you're watching this, it's not a co-coach. He's just making the analysis with me. Don't freak out. All right. So for my first pick, I went with Heatran because it was 15 points and the max was 19, which is the steal of the century. What do you think?
Well, Heatran is definitely like one of the best mons in the meta game. Outside of Draft League format and in Draft League format, it has a lot of versatility. It's one of my personal favorite mons.
Yeah,
Um,
same. It's probably like it's top three of favorite mons to use in competitive of all time.
yeah, it has a very unique typing, and that fire immunity is like very welcome to most of the teams. Um, Especially if you're going to see the your following picks. I think it has very good synergy with them.
Well,
So
I only have two, three, no, three, four. Okay, I have four fire weaknesses. Never mind. But yeah, I like it can do so many things. It can be well, I didn't put Zemus on it, but it could do that. You can be Scarf, you can be Specs, you can be Rocks, you can be Shuka, Air Balloon, Choppel. Um, what else can it run?
you can run Spadef.
Power
It's one.
Herb.
It has a yeah. It's a very unique trapper
Yeah,
because its move Magma Storm is like its signature.
yeah. It's the
So
only trapping move that doesn't suck.
exactly. Unfortunately, it does miss
Shout
most of
out
the times.
Whirlpool. Well, that's why you bring the
Scopeland
scope
or
lens. No, that's not the scope. The scope lens is the crippling.
Wide Lens.
Wide lens,
Wide.
exactly.
You
Um,
bring the Wide Lens Heatran.
Yeah, and then you just put on Toxic Protect and Substitute, and you be a bitch. Um,
Yeah.
and of course, the only Pokemon you can pair with Heatran is Tapu Bulu. Um,
Yes.
and you can reduce the Earthquakes because Heatran doesn't like those, and you give it extra recovery because it doesn't get anything. It shouldn't
Yeah.
get anything, but
No.
it would be great.
Yeah, like outside of leftovers, Heatran of course doesn't get any recovery.
I mean, it
So
gets rest, I guess.
yeah, but no one runs rest
Just low
unless you're
key,
very hardcore.
rest talk,
We
rest talk. Tran beats stall.
all right, but so no one drafted Star. Anyway, to the Tapu Bulu pick, I think yeah, Tapu Bulu is pretty cool. It's a fun mon. It gets some moves that you think like, when am I ever gonna use this? Like Whirlwind and Disable.
You
But
never
you
know.
know, overall, what it does is sometimes you just put a band on your boy Cyber Buluing, and you click Woodhammer, and unless you have a Sap Sippermon, something is about to get to a KO'd or even OHKO'd.
Well, it depends.
So
Like Zardex and shit probably takes like 40, but like yeah, big damage.
yeah, it just hits
Yeah.
very hard.
And of course,
It's
another benefit of the grassy terrain is that Heatran can use Nature Power to get Energy Ball, and it's Heat.
yeah, which is very good. Um, and also Bulu just is probably the top assault vest user in the game right now.
Yeah, I remember back in like the start of Sun Moon when people ran like Assault Vest Bulu and everyone was like, yeah, that's an ass set, and now it's like the only set.
Yeah, it's one of the best sets because it gets recovery while running assault vest.
Exactly.
So you know, and you compare that even with Horn Leech, and it just gets so much HP back while doing a lot of damage and almost taking none on the special side. So overall, very good mon. You have to be wary of
HP
poison
Poison.
moves,
Yeah. Sludge
but
Wave,
of course,
Dugtrio, and Crawdaunt.
that's what Heatran is also partially
Yeah.
for with its steel typing, and
And Bulu is one of my Z mons, which it gets Z Stone Edge, Guardian of Alola. It gets like Bloom Doom, of course.
it
It
gets
gets all that
one
pummeling.
of them. Yeah, one. I think the most important one, the most notable one, is all up on Link to break through those fighting types.
You mean Steel types?
yeah, steel types, and it now gets it with like, of course, superpower is a good one to run, but you can also run it with focus punch. So
Ooh, ooh, just I'm gonna run sub punch every week.
so yeah, that is something, and it also gets brick break to break that one team with Alone and
Uh,
Ninetales, of course.
and you got leech seed, you know,
Yeah,
just
you
in
got
case.
a lot of set.
You
You
can
got a lot of sets.
heal all the time. Probably get synthesis.
Yeah, it does get synthesis. I actually have it right in front of me. It gets some very weird moves. It even gets smart strike, so you can go for like the Z steel to break. I don't know what like
What's
you.
a fairy that resists grass? To break Shinotic, you know,
Yeah,
if you want
of
to.
course.
Ooh, and Zen Headbutt is pretty cool as well.
Yeah, it's overall it's a very nice mon. What should be noted at this point going into Vernon's draft is that he has drafted one mon with base 75 speed and another mon with a base 77. So I think
Yeah.
now your next pick makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I wanted to get out of those speed tiers and I wanted to finish my Fire Water Grass. I feel like I spent too much on Greninja. Like I didn't have a choice. I didn't have the option to move it to like 11 or something. But you got Jeff. Um, he does water. He does spikes. He does toxic spikes. Um, and he is very fast. So
Yeah,
overall,
exactly.
um,
Of course, the dual spikes is like amazing.
yeah, basically,
Um,
and it works really nice with like Heatran as well because if you get up T spikes, it just spams protect and shit, and like you break like defensively based teams really easily, especially when combined with like Magma Storm and stuff.
yeah, and a lot of people are of the opinion that because you have to run Torrent in League, Greninja is like less viable, but
Well,
the sheer
it
amount of
is.
coverage, yeah, okay, but the sheer amount of coverage it gets makes it almost impossible to fully prep for because it just pulls some moves out of his ass suddenly. Like we Vernon just had a battle where Greninja pulled out Z Dig, so everything is possible with Greninja, and you shouldn't sleep on that 95 base attack stat. That's actually usable.
Like if it had like 10 more special attack, it would low-key be one of the best tier twos. Maybe I'd consider it for tier one even.
Yeah, even with Torrent. So
Yeah.
that says a lot about Greninja, and it's base 122. Of course, base 122 is an amazing speed tier because it outspeeds all
T.
pixies. It outspeeds Torrent. It outspeeds all pixies while running, while not
Just
necessarily having to run timid
yeah,
or a
Charlie.
plus speed nature. Yeah, exactly. So overall, I think Greninja, even though you spent about 13 points on it, like it completes a very good fire, grass, and water core.
Yeah, I'm really a fan of like these three. And now to get my fourth Pokemon that's currently broken in OU, Hawlucha.
Yeah,
um,
exactly. I think I'm gonna start with Halucha because I have ranted about Halucha a lot of times with a lot of people in the community, especially gaming, and we think that Halucha is at least in OU. Coco Lucha is like absolutely broken.
oh no, it is. It
Uh,
absolutely is.
it it has almost zero counters, like hard counters to it,
Like,
and even in League, when you pair it with Bulu, again, like its speed is suddenly like a lot, and its speed is already a
yeah,
lot even
exactly.
without the unburden.
You don't even have to run a lot of speed. Like to outspeed a Scarf Coco, you need like fucking 40 speed. Nah, probably not 40. Actually, I'll calc it right now. Um,
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure you can run like Adamant each week on Halucha because with the Grassy Seed, you're bound to outspeed almost every mon in the tier, and the cool thing with that is when not every single when you don't have to put 252 into speed is that you can put it in another stat,
yeah.
and that could just mean that Halucha like maybe lives an Ice Beam or maybe lives 2 HP Ices from a non-stat Pokemon.
Lucha
So
needs 96 speed in EVs to outspeed a Scarf Coco, which is like the fastest thing, aside from like Excelgor or whatever that you're gonna find in League format, like non-meta.
exactly, exactly. So this thing is just it's ridiculous. It hits hard. It has base 92 attack, but it almost always gets an SD up, and when you pair it with the grassy seed,
Yeah,
of
plus
course,
that defense boost too is broken.
yeah, you get +1 defense, and in my opinion, the +1 defense is more useful than the +1 special
Yeah, I
defense.
agree. I agree.
So Halucha just does damage each week, and that
Yeah.
78 base HP stat actually means that's a pretty good number in my opinion.
And like the fun thing is, Halucha can beat every single one of its counters. Like if you have rocks up, +2 Stone Edge kills Halucha. Landers gets stalled out if it's not Z Fly. Um, fucking Clefable, you just run Encore Toxic if you like Unaware Clefable switches in on rocks on an acrobatics, and it's
Yeah,
forced to recover. You encore it into the recovery move and you toxic it. Like you have
yeah,
to run some weird sets, but like it can almost always break through any team.
yeah, exactly. And you don't want to bring Bulu for a week, but you want to bring Halucha. Oops, there you go. Power Herb and Sky Attack,
Yeah.
and you still get that on Burden.
Or just like you run like it has Limber and it has Mold Breaker, which aren't even bad abilities.
No, no, absolutely not.
Like
Both
is
of the
yeah,
abilities
it's Mold
very
Breaker.
useful.
Yeah, and like
Yeah,
you can just run no item with acrobatics and just hit like a fucking truck.
exactly. And of course, the one thing that Halucha is very famous for, defog.
Well, yeah, that's
No,
my
but
only removal so far, which I think is like the biggest problem on my team. But we'll get to that.
yeah. So your next pick?
Nidoqueen.
Yeah,
First of all, fuck you, Lagoon. Nidoqueen is better than Nidoking. Um,
exactly. I agree.
and if I'd picked Nidoking, I wouldn't have had my Swadloon. So, ha, take that. No,
Yeah,
but yeah. Uh, Second Toxic Spiker, second very good rocker, like Heatran plus Nidoqueen is fucking fantastic. Um, it kills shit. Like, you can run Life Orb, Sheer Force, and hit like a truck. You can run Shuka because ground moves are scary, but like Bulu helps with that. And also, it's a special ground type, which is really nice with Bulu because your Earthquakes don't get weakened because you're going to be using Earth Power usually. Like, you can run physical as well if you want, but like, you
yeah.
won't as much.
Exactly, and of course, one of the fun things about Nidoqueen is, which actually a lot of people sleep on, in my opinion, is that it gets Super Fang, which means that even its hard counters have to be wary to get like suddenly 50% off
Yeah.
of their health. And imagine a spike and a toxic spike being up. That's like another 24% in the same turn. So Nidoqueen, because it forces a lot of switches because of its coverage, is a very good is a very good mon, and as Vernon already said, one of the most reliable stealth rockers in my opinion. Um, always consistently performs well in other leagues, and I don't see why it should not do well in this.
Plus, it gets Pursuit in case you want to
Yeah,
like trap a Chandelure, you know? Why
yeah.
not?
In case you want to,
Um, I believe it even gets Taunt.
it does get taunted. It gets sucker punch as well.
Yeah.
It
Wait,
gets
isn't it only
electric coverage.
Nidoking? Isn't it only Nidoking that gets Sucker?
No. I have Nidoqueen
Okay.
right in front of me. It also gets Sucker. Um, it gets Power Up Punch in case you want in case
One
you want to
power
run like
poison point.
yeah. So it gets Detect in case your Protect doesn't want to get imprisoned by another
All
Pokemon.
right, we're getting crazy. Let's move on to the next
Yeah.
Pokemon, which is Rotom.
Regular Rotom.
Regular Rotom, which is my second Z user because we didn't we only got 25 points to spend on Zmons, so they're Bulu Rotom and the only Pokemon that matters. But we'll get to that. Um, yeah, Rotom. It's a second defogger. It's a better defogger than Holucha. Still not the best, but it exists. Um, it Volt switches. It's like not the fastest Volt switcher, which is cool to get like momentum into other Pokemon. It also like you can just hit shit. Like Z Thunder hurts,
Yeah, Z Thunder definitely hurts.
and it gets Will-O-Wisp and Pain Split, and like it's just cool. Yeah,
Yeah, it's very good at what it does. It adds an electric type to your team without adding a ground weakness,
yeah,
which is
exactly. Which is I had plenty of with Heatran plus Nidoqueen plus more in the back. Um,
exactly. So just based upon that, It's a cool mod. It gets dual screens,
Yeah.
um, which is a fun gimmick you can run on Rotom because it's bulkier than you think. Like its stats.
Well, it's not very bulky, but like its type is really good.
Yeah, exactly. So it just allows for certain very good matchups. Also very bad matchups sometimes because it's very like weak to pursuit trapping or dark spam in general. But again, in some cases, it just provides a very good switching because like it synergizes so well with Heatran because like Heatran's checks are basically fighting types and ground types,
Yeah.
to which both Rotom is weak to, and another one is water type, to which Rotom checks that offensively.
Yeah. And
So
like
yeah,
the cool part is Rotom is like susceptible to like dark attacks and shit, but you can just run a Colbur and you won't get pursuit trapped. Or like you can be faster and Will-O-Wisp them and Pain Split and stuff. Plus like if someone tries to be like cool and bring Mold Breaker Excavator, you just put a Shuka Berry on it and like burn it.
yeah, exactly. It's very fun, and it gives one of the most fun strategies in League, in my opinion, which is a ghost spam. Just clicking Shadow Ball on a lot of teams is very effective,
Yeah, I don't.
and
I only have one Ghost, but like, so I can't really
yeah,
spam much. But
no, but you can spam Shadow Ball.
I guess yeah, that's not really Ghost spam though. Like type spam is two mons of the same
All right.
type or whatever. But like yeah,
Yeah,
Shadow
okay.
Ball is a cool move.
And of course, what should be noted is it's a 91 base speed.
Yeah, which is a pretty decent speed tier and like around the area that I didn't have yet. Oh yeah, Nidoqueen is like 76, so I have 77, 75, and 76, but that's fine. You know what else we got? We got base 80 with a mon that I'm not actually that much of a fan of, but like,
Someone else is in this same conversation. Gudra, of course, the only dragon type, really.
hello?
No, but for real, just look at its SPDEF and just run an assault vest once. I think I once ran assault, or no, I ran assault vest more than once. But one of the times I ran assault vest, I think ice beam from like a special attacker did like 40 to my Gudra,
Oh, yeah.
and that's what Gudra does. It's just there sponging hits, and in return it dishes out damage. It has the one of the best. It has very good coverage, dragon coverage. It has three great abilities. It's a good mod.
One of my biggest problems with Gudra is its lack of recovery, which like with Bulu is really nice. Plus you
Yeah,
can throw out like banded grassy terrain boosted power whips if that's your thing. Um,
yeah. If you really want to.
like yeah, and what was I gonna say? Like it's not that powerful, but like you just click Draco and you do a lot of damage.
Exactly, and the fun thing about Gudra is it actually sets up in two very weird ways. One of them is, which is an actual set, is the Acid Armor Gudra set.
Hello?
Don't ask me why that is the set.
I
I
think
do
I
not
think
like
the
it.
better set is Curse.
Yeah, that was the second one. The better set is the physical curse set, and that's a fun one to run.
What does Acid Armor even run? Like Rest Talk?
Yeah, it runs Restock with no, it runs. I think you run it in like rain teams with
Uh,
rest hydration.
okay.
So no,
So
but
on the topic of rain, this is Prankster Rain Dance. If I want to do use that, welcome to Klefki.
yeah. So at this point, at this point of your draft, I think you sat down and you were like, okay,
Removal.
removal, please, removal, and even more
There
hazards.
was a type that I was weak to. What was it?
Um, I think. Oh, I accidentally
You closed
closed.
out of the tab base. I was weak to like flying.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like my flying resist were Heatran and Rotom, both of which get worn down.
Yeah, flying spam.
And, like Klefki gives me another screens user, another spiker, another defogger, probably my best hazard remover, because of
Because
prankster.
of its Springster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spreads status, both toxic and the one that is stupid.
The yellow color.
The yellow color. Um, It's actually deceptively powerful. Like its stab moves can hit pretty hard if you hit super effectively. Like Play Rough, Dazzling Gleam, Flash Cannon. It gets
Yeah,
Psyshock.
yeah, and don't think that you can set up on it because it just foul plays you
Yeah,
and you die very quickly.
I think
And
it gets Calm Mind even. Klefki.
yeah, it does get combine, so you can set up with your own Klefki if you really want to.
It gets
Um,
Switcheroo if you want to be a cunt. Like
exactly. It gets that. It gets Magnet Rise, so
yeah,
ground type moves won't do anything. But I think the biggest selling point of Klefki to your team is just adding that Prankster defog,
yeah, basically
which is
wonderful.
it is so good. Prankster defog is really powerful.
But you know it's even more powerful?
The best mon on your
The
team, I think.
the only Pokemon that matters. It is Kecleon. So like you see this Greninja? We don't need Greninja. We have the better Proteanmon. Um, Kecleon is the GOAT. Um, it sets up rocks. It gets dual priority, triple priority, rather. It
Yeah.
gets fighting moves, dark moves, ghost moves, normal moves, electric, fire, and ice moves. It can, if you want, you can run it specially. I won't judge. It gets fucking power up punch. It can
It gets Trick Room.
trick room. Oh shit, does it?
Yeah, it does get
Oh,
Trick
I
Room
didn't even
actually.
realize I have to use that.
Yeah.
Right, another okay. I'm this set I'm running in another league this week is Z Mimic, I think, which gives me +2 speed.
There you go.
That's heat.
See, basically, Kecleon is one of those mons that comes to the game and the opponent thinks like, but why Kecleon? And then Kecleon hits the field, and then
And
they're
then it
like, oh,
kills.
that's why Kecleon.
Yeah, and then it kills a Raikou, a Bruxish, and a Celesteela, and then the next week it kills a Zardex. Man.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a very fun one to use. It has base 120 SPDEF, so if you want to vest this boy, nothing is killing it.
Exactly.
Um, no special move at least, and then you think, you know what? Oh, but Kecleon gets worn down so quickly. Oops, Drain
Drain
Punch and
Punch
recovery.
and and grassy terrain +2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kecleon just fits this team, and I think if you look at your overall draft, like your entire draft, Kecleon for 4 points is one of the biggest steals.
Probably, but like Kecleon is honestly underrated. Like I've been using it I have it in another league, and I've been using it offensively pretty much exclusively. But it has so much, like it has a lot of options. It's just, yeah, it supports teams really well. It's really nice.
Yeah. And now we go to
Now
Dabarino.
we're going into the dark depths of my draft. Starting with Kadabra. It gives me
Don't sleep on Kadabra.
no. Okay, so I needed a speed tier like between like 100 and whatever Galucha is,
118.
118.
Yeah.
So we got Kadabra for 2 points. It's pretty cool. It gets like a lot of coverage. It gets Psychic Shy Shock, of course, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, 8 Empower, but it gets like support options like Encore Toxic, T-Wave, Knockoff, Seismic Toss, Counter. Um,
Exactly. Kadabra is a less good Alakazam, but because it's 2 points, it's actually like worth it to go
Yeah.
for Kadabra. And for if anyone like here started playing at Gen 1 or has ever gone back to play Gen 1, Kadabra literally sweeps the entire game.
yeah. And the
So
thing is,
you all
okay.
yeah.
The thing is, it has like 105 base special attack.
No, 105 base speed and 120 base special attack.
Exactly. That's like near Heatran levels.
Yeah.
So like you launch hard attacks with Life Orb because the only mons you have to run Life Orb on are Magic Guard mons like this one.
Yeah, and you actually have a very good team for Life Orb mons with Nidoqueen as well.
Oh
So
yeah, true.
so people can scout for your item.
Like I don't like Life Orb. I don't like using it, but like on those mons I will.
Yeah, because it's actually useful.
Yeah.
But now we have to go and give special attention to arguably like the best Pokemon on your team.
Um,
Probably the glue to your entire defensive core,
I have a
I'd say.
I have a quick message for the Lagoon 22. I just wanted to say, fuck you.
How the
Okay.
hell did my mans get sniped on Swirlix?
Okay, so literally, I was like, okay, so I was out at a party yesterday, and I was like hyped. Okay, not like because of that. Like, yeah. Okay, so I was like, okay, I'll just fucking log off my phone, and when I come back, I'm gonna have a Swirlix and a Mega Glalie because I told Evader like, hey, I want these, but you know, in case Swirlix gets sniped, in case, give me the Swadloon. Good 20
Guess what
minutes.
happens?
Good 20 minutes later, I get a message from Evader. You were sniped. Literally the pick before me. Fucking Lagoon gets Swirlix, and I, for a second, I wanted to. I was reflecting on my life choices, and I realized. Actually, I was gonna do some philosophical bullshit, but I'm not smart enough to do that. So let's just take a look at Swadloon.
Sticky web.
Did you know it lives a Specs Ice Beam from Pure and Black if you invest enough? Um,
I did not know, but definitely gonna have to run that.
yeah, it gets sticky webs. That's all it does. Like you can run
Looks,
toxic. Yeah, throw
yeah,
Specs on there and have grassy terrain boosted leaf storms if you really want.
like, let's not get this twisted. Swadloon is really bad,
It is.
but it does get sticky web, and it
Yeah.
gets grassy terrain in case you don't want to bring Bulu, but do want that grassy terrain.
Yeah. And like I just knew I wanted a sticky web user because it works nice with Tran, Bulu, Nidoqueen, Goodra even Kecleon. And like I was so hyped for Swirlix because that thing gets unburdened and you can run like fucking Endeavor shit, like whatever you want. And then like I ended up with this. Like my other options were like Cutie Fly and Cricketune, I guess.
Yeah.
Cricketune was probably two. Like I wouldn't even be surprised. Let me see. Draft pool. Yeah, Cricketune is two, so I made the right decision because I only had 1 point left if I wanted to get Mega Glalie, which I did. Um,
Yeah, I guess we can talk about Mega Glalie
yeah.
now, because Swadloon doesn't really do much else than put up sticky web.
So Mega Glalie gets a pretty nice 100 speed, which is something it didn't have yet. Like that's
Yeah.
100 speed is like the benchmark I always try to hit. Like that's the average to me, even though it's not even close to the average. But like that's the thing. You get things above 100 and you get things below 100. But like 100
Yeah.
is that tier.
Exactly. And Glalie basically attacks from both sides
Yeah.
without any trouble.
Like you run explosion and hyper beam. That's all you need, because it gets
Yeah.
the ice boost on them.
It gets refrigerate. I think is it the only one that gets refrigerate?
No, you have Auroras.
Oh yeah, of course. But Aurorus is not a mon, so so here is Mega Glalie.
Which is
It is
actually
RU.
it's not actually very good, but like it does things like on this team, and like it works with webs, I guess.
Yeah, it works with webs. It gives you another spikes user.
Gives me an ice type, gives me more priority because right now my priority is Water Shuriken Gren, Klefki bullshit, and then you have Fake
Okay.
Out, Sucker Punch, and Shadow Sneak on Kecleon.
Yeah.
So like
And
having that ice shard is just really nice.
Ice Shard is like arguably one of the best priority moves.
Yeah, because you just kill dragons that want to set up on you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a very good move. No problem with water types, and with especially one of the most difficult to break, notoriously difficult to break water types in League are water ground types like
Yeah.
Swampert, Gastrodon, Seismitoad.
Quagsire,
Exactly, and all of them just fall to
Freeze Dry.
freeze dry.
Yeah. And, like, you know, there's gonna be people that run Yachi on those mons just to live a freeze dry and then like mirror code me, but like, yeah. Glalie it hits hard. Like Refrigerate was nerfed, which is unfortunate, but like it still does damage and it's fine.
Yeah,
It gets
Again,
like
Super Fang.
it gets some super fang. I think it gets taunt. It gets spikes, which gives me a third spiker.
Mm-hmm.
It gets crunch and EQ. I think it gets gyro ball. I don't know why I'd
Let's
want
see.
to use that, but
Yeah, it does get gyro ball.
it probably gets Iron Head. You can I can spread paralysis with Rotom and Klefki, and then I can just use refrigerate headbutt. You know, it's an option.
Yeah,
Um,
that's an option.
and
You
yeah,
know,
Icy
if it's
Wind.
low, if it's low and you see, okay, Mega Glalie is gonna die next turn either way to like poison or
Yeah,
sandstorm, whatever. You just click that big ass explosion
yeah,
with refrigerate, and you're out.
yeah, and you kill a Magnezone. You probably don't, but like
Exactly.
it probably does a good amount of damage.
Overall, Mega Glalie not the best Mega, but for
Yeah,
6 points,
for 6 point, that's like good. Like I didn't have a Mega yet. Like I wasn't really planning on getting one, but then like near the end of the draft, I noticed, hey, that thing is there and it's pretty cheap. Let me get that because like at that point, there were 3 other people without Megas, and they had Mamoswine, Alolan, Ninetales, and Weavile respectively. So I was like, okay, I'll just save this to the end of the draft and like get it. Why not?
yeah, exactly. So I think overall your draft is very good. Like the first 5 picks, I'd say, plus like Klefki and Kecleon are mons that um, have proven their worth in basically every league, no matter who uses them,
Yes.
because they're just
Well,
so good.
I wouldn't say that about Kecleon.
No, okay, Kecleon is your thing, but I'm confident in Kecleon's
No, I am
abilities.
too. You've seen the power.
Uh, Exactly, and just the Greninja Halucha speed, the sheer speed and power they offer, and then Tapu Bulu's unswitchable, like there's no switching for its wood hammers, and yeah, overall I think pretty good,
Yeah.
a very good draft. It's something I'd like to use. It's something you should add to probably the draft league
Yeah, I have to update.
spreadsheet
I
we
have to
have.
update that thing. It'll be done at some point. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I like after I got the first 5 picks, I was kind of like, all right, so what now? And I kind of just started picking shit. But like in the end, I think it turned out pretty well. Like, yeah, I'm very happy with this. I feel like I can do some heat with this, and
Exactly.
yeah, I'm looking forward to using this team a lot. It looks a lot of fun.
Yeah. Can't imagine. Can't imagine. I wish the Lowland Ledians good luck and thank you for
Thank you, my
having
man.
on this draft analysis. I think it's safe to say that the Netherlands have established themselves as the best country in draft league format.
Exactly. There's there's only one other country, and that's the U.S. And
Yeah,
they're bad, all of them,
all of them are
all of
bad.
them.
Exactly. So
Wait, wait, the fuck is this 33 minutes long? Okay.
yeah. So we can maybe take a quick look before you go onto your first opponent.
My first
Um,
opponent is TDG,
yeah,
who
with the
has
Swedish Sea King.
Zardex, Landers, Therian, Terrakion, Serp. So that's going to be a fun match.
Yeah,
His favorite
but
color
I
is
think
green.
and his favorite Pokemon competitively is Heatran, which is in the hands of of Vernon, of
Yours
course.
truly.
So yeah,
Yeah.
my man, about to see the power of Heatran on the other side. Unfortunately, um, like yeah,
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. So, thanks for watching this. If you sat through the whole thing, shout out to Armin for being here, and
absolutely.
yeah, I'll see you for week 1.